All right, guys. Well, I'm back today with an overview of a very high value but top tier and premium AR. And this one is the Mark II Patrol 14.5 pin and weld from Griffin Armament. Now, if you follow the channel, you'll know I love reviewing high value products, especially now getting into the high value suppressor category. And Griffin Armament is definitely known for their suppressors, but to my knowledge, I wasn't really aware of a lot of the AR stuff they were doing. They reached out to me, showed me exactly what they were doing. I fell in love, and they sent one out for us to test and evaluate. I don't have to send it back, so a huge shout out to Griffin Armament. They also sent me a can. It's in jail right now, trying to get that pulled out with all the proper paperwork. As soon as it is, we'll do an update video, but I wanted to do an overview video of the Mark II Patrol because it comes with a lot of really nice specs and features that you would expect on a duty rifle, but at a more reasonable price than some others on the market. We're going to start from the front, work our way to the back, talk about those specs and features, as well as its performance down at the range, and then talk a little bit about some nice innovative features on this that you might not find on some other ARs in general, let alone kind of high value top tier ARs. I also want to give a huge shout out to AAC for sponsoring the ammo to help make this video. Without their support, it'd be really difficult to continue to produce reviews like this, so thanks to them. We ran a lot of their 55 grain 5.56 through this setup, and spoiler alert, it ran absolutely great. But let's dig right in. One of the first things I want to mention is the fact that this is a 14.5 pin and welded barrel. Now, the cool thing about Griffin is they offer a wide variety of muzzle devices that are compatible with a lot of their suppressors. And they offer this in a 16-inch barrel, the 13.9, and the 14.5, so you can get it set up specifically for your needs and have that device pinned and welded into place. So both the 13.9 as well as the 14.5 inch are going to be an overall 16-inch length barrel. For legal reasons, this will be considered a rifle. So a nice touch that they offer that service and different options to get it set up specifically like you want. Now, the muzzle device does an amazing job on the end of this, and there are so many different options that you can use or select from. I'm not going to focus too much on that. We may hit a little bit more on the muzzle device in the suppressor review, but that is attached to those different length barrels, and those barrels are going to be the Griffin 416R stainless steel HEDP barrels. So they're going to be a coated barrel, but 416R stainless steel, and they're chambered in 223 Wow. Now, 223 Wow is a great chambering, especially for a jack of all trades rifle. They've got the chamber tolerances of a standard 223, but can handle the pressures of a 5.56, allowing it to shoot both 223 and 5.56 effectively. So I like that chambering, and 416R is just known for its accuracy and performance, especially as the barrel wears. So it's going to be an accurate rifle for a while, and it kind of lends to a mid-size SPR setup, especially with the can on the end. This thing's going to be a little tack driver. Now, we were running it with a red dot. I did not attach like a magnified optic for precision shooting, but from all of the accuracy that I've seen with this down at the range, it is plenty accurate. So really nice job on that barrel. Another thing I want to mention will be the gas system on this guy. This is actually the Primo gas block, and it's pinned into place, and you can see that right there. Now, this is key for me. A lot of my kind of premium go-to or duty style rifles, I want a pinned gas block. Now, out of the, I'm almost embarrassed to say how many ARs I've ever owned, I've only had a few gas block set screws come loose, but I never want that on a duty rifle or a professional grade rifle. To have that pinned in place is absolutely key, and that really lends to the professional and quality nature of this build. And speaking of the build, the fit and finish is spectacular, and you can see that in every aspect, from just the gas block to the barrel finish to the rail finish. Now, surrounding the gas system, barrel, and overall gas block is going to be this rail system. I like it a lot. Now, this is going to be called the low profile rail, and it measures 13.5 inches as stated right there on the side, but it's a very slim rail system. It doesn't have a ton of bells and whistles. It's just a nice straight M-LOK rail system. Inside the box, they do include a Picatinny attached QD slot that you can flip left or right and position anywhere you want, and it's got a monolithic pick rail at the top, and I love this. I do not like rail systems that have the center cut out to reduce weight or whatever. A lot of times I want to attach a pressure pad, different offset lights, the QD slot attachments, and this one gives you everything you need, but it doesn't have any QD slots integrated into the rail system. But again, they include that offset one in the box, so no harm, no foul there. It also includes these protectors right here, and I love these guys. They're incredibly convenient and they work out really well. Now, they protect your hands from the heat. They also give you kind of like a shield from the maybe rougher edges of aluminum, even though these are chamfered really nicely. They just feel really well. They give you really good grip, and we put a lot of rounds through this very quickly. Things started to heat up, but my hands stayed protected. They send a 4-piece kit with the rifle itself. Now, moving on to the upper receiver, we have a lot of good stuff going on, and this is where some more innovation comes in. Actually, a lot of innovation. They've got that charging handle, which they've affectionately called the snatch charging handle, which redirects some of those gases right here away from the shooter's face, especially when running suppressed, and this is optimized to shoot suppressed. The BCG and forward assist, as well as the dust cover, all work as they should with no issues whatsoever, and it's been a good, solid setup down at the range. Now, if you want more detailed specs and features, these guys have a ton of info that you can dig through at your own pace, and it's definitely worth taking a look at. But just know that quality BCG and charging handle does a great job down at the range without any issues whatsoever. Now, we are going to talk a lot about the lower because the lower itself is very, very impressive. It's a full ambidextrous lower with a 60 degrees flared magwell and an integrated trigger guard. Those are nice features, and I don't want to gloss over that. That flared magwell is very convenient. It's not overly flared that it's going to cause issues or be too wide or look kind of obscure. It does a great job allowing you to insert that mag freely without being overly large, so a nice touch right there. The integrated trigger guard, I love it. I don't have to smash in roll pins, although I got this as a complete setup. It's just a nice touch. It does a really good job. Now, the ambidextrous nature of this lower is also pretty cool. Obviously, it comes with an ambidextrous safety. I can't stand those, so I remove the one side, but it does come with it if you like that. A mag release on both sides of the rifles allows you to drop the mag freely with ease. An oversized bolt catch or bolt drop lever on the other side, and then this bolt drop lever right here, which is incredibly convenient and is easily manipulated as you've seen in the intro. This is very intuitive, very ergonomic, and it's super easy to lock the bolt back without kind of fooling with a ton of stuff. And I find that very convenient for just average range use, not even necessarily like a tactical nature. You can just simply lock the bolt back before you set it down on the table to make sure the rifle is safe. So a really nice touch there. They also include their Griffin Armament grip. I like it. No finger guards or no finger grooves. I really like that about it. And then their stock. Now, the stock has just a small amount of play, but not a ton. Very easy to adjust. Nice lever right there. QD slot to rear, rubberized butt pads, and kind of a sloping cheek well. So really nice. Probably my only complaint about this entire rifle would be the trigger. It's just a mil-spec trigger. It's really not that great. It's not that bad, but I felt better mil-spec triggers. That'd be the only thing I will probably change or update on this rifle will be the trigger. Now, it didn't slow me down. It functioned great. Again, no issues, but it's just kind of blah, just kind of meh. Is what it is, mil-spec trigger. With that being said, let's talk a little bit about that reliability. And again, I want to give a huge shout out to AAC for the ammo support. 100% function down at the range. Now, this is a suppressor optimized setup, so the buffer system that they are using in here is going to be their ARSOB suppressor optimized buffer. Now, the ejection pattern at this was consistently 4 o'clock, which means it was gassed correctly for a suppressor. It was 100% functional, locking back every single time after the last shot, had plenty of gas to cycle and eject and run the next round, but you could tell that gas blast could use a little bit more oomph with the suppressor and still function great without being over-gassed. I'll let you guys know how it runs with the can once I get that one out of suppressor jail. But it's been running absolutely great with no issues whatsoever, and this has a very smooth recoil impulse. It's a well-balanced rifle, and it's very nimble at the range. I could absolutely rattle off shots on target and transition with ease, and overall it's just an amazing rifle at a great price that was 100% reliable. There's really nothing negative to say about it other than the MSRP is a touch steeper than a lot of other stuff I review on the channel, and with that MSRP I would like to see a nicer trigger, but other than that it is a darn good setup. I like it. I think you might too. Subscribe to the channel for more updates when we get the can for this Griffin armament. Thanks for watching. Thanks to Griffin for sending it out, and thanks to AAC for the ammo support. Have a good one.